today is Tuesday the 30th of June and we're going to continue exploring our new book today. Who can tell me what was our new book called? What was the title? The clue on the board? It was The Great Fire of London. Was our new book a fiction book or a non-fiction book? It was a non-fiction book. Can you tell me why? How did we know it was a non-fiction book? Okay, it was a non-fiction book because it was telling us facts and information about a real event that had happened, the Great Fire of London. And today we're going to explore another part of this book. We're going to look at the diary that Samuel Pepys wrote. What do we mean by a diary? Okay, so we use a diary every day in school to help. So diaries are when we record everyday events. So what's happening on Monday, what happens then for Tuesday, and so on. For each day you can write what's happened. And Samuel Pepys, he was a famous person who lived in London for many years. He lived in London and survived the Great Plague and the Great Fire of London. And he wrote a diary for both of these events, telling us all about what happened. Let's have a read of Samuel Pepys' diary. Make sure we're listening because we're going to tell somebody in the house what happened in Samuel Pepys' diary. Sunday, the 2nd of September. In the early hours of Sunday morning, the Great Fire of London started. Some say it was because a hot ember fell from the oven and set fire to a pile of wood. Others say that Fariner had forgotten to sweep out the oven, which meant that the dying fire sprang back to life. Even Fariner's maid was blamed, although she never had the chance to deny this because she was one of the first people to be killed by the fire. Monday the 3rd of September. Only a day after the first flames had escaped the oven, the Great Fire was unstoppable. It raged through the city, destroying some of the buildings on London Bridge. By evening, the flames were so bright that night looked like day, and ash fell from the sky like snow. Tuesday, the 4th of September. By Tuesday, the fire was so hot that nobody could get close enough to fight it. The firefighting equipment was no match for the blaze, and when St Paul's Cathedral caught fire, the Ludgate Hill and part of Fleet Street went up in flames. King Charles II ordered that as many buildings as possible were knocked down. Men, women and children fled their homes, taking as much with them as they could carry, even burying some of their belongings to protect them. Some people escaped on foot, in cars and by boat, while others stayed to fight the fire. At its worst point, the Great Fire of London burnt through 100 houses in just 1 hour. Thankfully, the strong winds were starting to weaken. Wednesday, the 5th of September. On Wednesday, the smell of gunpowder filled the air as houses and shops were blown up. Many important buildings, including St Paul's Cathedral, the Royal Exchange and Guildhall, couldn't be saved from the fire. The King took charge of the firefighting and organised groups of people to demolish buildings. Lines of men snaked from the River Thames to riverside houses and shops that were still on fire, passing buckets of water between them. It was a slow process, but the biggest flames began to die down. More than 3 days after it had started, the Great Fire of London was finally under control. So your first task today is to retell the events from a character's point of view. So we're going to retell the Great Fire of London. You can tell it to yourself and then maybe to somebody in your house. You're going to use the video that you're watching now and the pictures to help you retell what happened in the Great Fire of London, as we've just read in Samuel Pepys' diary. So for example, on the first day, when the fire broke out, flames spread everywhere. Nobody knew who was to blame, if the flame had jumped out of the oven and caught a pile of wood on fire, or if somebody had forgot to dampen the oven out. On the next day, there was so much ash filling the sky that the day seemed like it was night time, and ash was falling from the sky like snow. Okay, Miss Burrows isn't going to continue to tell the rest of the story for the Great Fire of London, because that's what I want you to do. So use the pictures and this video to help you retell the story. Then, once you've done that, to help you retell the story from Samuel Pepys' point of view in even more detail, we're going to have a think about what could Samuel Pepys see and what could Samuel Pepys hear. Okay, so again, using our pictures, what would Samuel Pepys be able to have seen? He would definitely have seen smoke. He would have definitely have seen flames. Okay, I'm sure from the pictures you can think and see lots more things that Samuel Pepys could also see during the Great Fire of London. What could he hear? Oh, I think Samuel Pepys would hear large bangs. I think he would hear screaming. And then, for a little extra challenge for some of you, when you've told me what you think Samuel Pepys could see and hear during the Great Fire of London from his diary, I want you to see if you can add some adjectives to describe what he could see and what he could hear. And Miss Burrows has put a word bank in your packs to help you if you are unsure. So Miss Burrows said Samuel Pepys could see smoke. How could I describe that smoke? I could describe the smoke as thick, wild, grey. I'm going to go for thick smoke. How could I describe the flames that he could see? Oh, I'm going to describe them as burning flames. See if you can describe the events of the Great Fire of London from Sam Pepys' view, as well as what he could see